Late nights turn to days, don't wanna let you down. With each breath we give away, it'll never be the same. I'm chasing somebody who won't ever ease the pain, but I don't want half of your heart, heart, heart. You can have it back if it's only half of your heart. If it's only half of your heart. I feel like I'm afraid of the only things I can't change.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in here. Good evening. Welcome to the Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series, where tonight we're coming at you live from the virtual Tricky Triangle. It's Pocono Raceway live for 40 laps of high-speed chess here in the mountains of Pennsylvania. 65% fuel, 3 tire sets, 1 faster pair available for the drivers. That's going to make things really interesting as that fuel strategy is right when about our stage break is at about lap 21 of the race. Pits, of course, closed at lap 20 of the race. So that's going to keep things pretty interesting to watch here tonight from this Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series. My name's Sean Stam here on Stam Studio Network. Before we get live at the virtual trackside, we got to take a look at our point standings. Tim Blankenbeckler, it's the Tim Tiny Boat Adventures YouTuber himself up there continuing to lead our point standings. And it's one of the league owners who continues to run P2 in the point standings, Neil Lapidus, only 18 points behind our points leader. Eliza Fisher, Jensen Case, Corey Wright, Ricardo Cano, Hola Ricardo down there out of Buenos Aires, 82 points behind our points leader. Bobby Blair, Michael Ritz, Frank Ranger, Stony Benfield, Tony Steele, Tyler Price running at the top 12, and it's not quite playoff time here just yet, but 13th through 16th. Keep an eye on these drivers here tonight. TJ Zachary, Christopher Clore, Chase Lewis, and Gordon Glidewell really fighting for their right to party up on kind of the cutoff line there for the point standings. Before we get live to now that we are live on virtual trackside, we'll take a look at the starting grid here tonight, brought to you by the Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series, brought to you by Tier 1 Setup Shop. How about Christopher Clore slaps it on the pole with the 53.082. Bobby Blair coming in P2 on the outside front row, unsponsored, albeit in the 55s. He's going to have some real nice pace here tonight. Elijah Fisher in the 24 machine, one of our top 3 drivers in our point standings, running 3rd in the points. He qualifies P3 here tonight from the Tricky Triangle. Tim Blankenbeckler, Neil Lapidus, Jensen Case, TJ Zachary, Ricardo Cano rounding at the top 8. Tony Steele, Michael Ritz, and it's Tyler Price, Daniel Higgins, the road course ringer who starts P12. 13th through 16th belong to Frank Ranger Jr., Aaron Stanton, Rob Wilhoit, and as well as Kyle Ricketts. That makes our 16 driver field here tonight. We appreciate every single one of you joining in live on Stam Studio Network as we get ready to stack up the field for what will be a great day of racing. Why is it called the Tricky Triangle? Well, if we look in the race info here real quick, it's 3 different turns. It might not look all that difficult in the track map, but it's 3 difficult turns. 3 turns modeled after 3 completely different racetrack. One of them is the Indianapolis Oval. I think it's turn 2, the Milwaukee Mile in turn 3. These drivers are going to have to try and keep their wits about them here tonight, as well as fight for every single inch available. It's going to be chess at upwards of, I would imagine, 180, 190 miles per hour in these Midwest Elite Racing ARCA machines. How about Christopher Clore and Bobby Blair? They've showed the pace throughout this race season. They've showed the pace in qualifying, as it's Barney the Flagman who's got the green flag up in his fans. We are ready for some green flag racing in the Admin Box Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series. It's Christopher Clore, it's Bobby Blair, who start to look side by side. It's also two, we're not going to start to look three wide, just back, but it's two wide through the pack. Tim Blankenbeckler, Neil Lapidus, our front 2-point standings drivers, are looking side by side for third and fourth. It's Christopher Clore who's clearing them all out there out of turn number 2 as we make our way out of probably the trickiest turn of the triangle here tonight. It's the one where you got to keep the speed. It's the one where you got to keep the pace. It's all about momentum here earlier on here from Pocono. Top it off here, Lapidus. Nice start here to the race. He's going to gain 2 spots since the drop of the green flag. And Tim Blankenbeckler's going to lose 1 spot. Jensen Case, Tony Steele, and then it's Ricardo Keno. He's continuing to run right where he started, but hang on here, folks, not for very long. But it's starting to look B2. It started to look 2 and 3 wide there for 9th and 10th position. These drivers are looking to settle things back out to 2 wide here through turns 1 and 2. Daniel Higgins, nice pass up there, making the outside line work. Tyler Price drops to B10. Rob Wilhoit is in another side-by-side battle. Frank Ranger Jr. is up at the top of that side-by-side battle. Here comes the number 72 of Aaron Stanton with a nice run. Not going to make anything happen there, turns 2. Oh, Frank Ranger Jr. That's an easy mistake to make. He gets way on. Carries way too much speed there to turn 2 of the tricky triangle. Frank Ranger Jr. is going to continue to run that outside line, continue to cook off the right front tire on this Midwest Elite Racing ARCA machine. We'll go back out here to P2 and P3 as Christopher Clore, our race leader, starts to break the slipstream, breaks the draft heading into turn 1. Bobby Blair continues to run right where he started this race. TJ Zachary, he's going to take away P3 from the Lapidus after contact there. The Lapidus, Neil Blankenbeckler, a little bit of side-by-side on their side, a little bit of contact on their side. Lapidus and Blankenbeckler look to single file it out here, or at least try to, as now Tim is going to run that the lower line of the track out of Jensen Case. Jensen Case, the number 75 Alp Chevrolet SS machine. How about that? He's going to find 1 spot gain since the drop of the green flag works his way back up to P5. The flag man there, wave it loud and proud. Yellow flag is out earlier on for that the admin box Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series. Frank Ranger Jr., the owner and driver for Ranger Creative Concepts. If you're looking for t-shirts, sublimation koozies, plaques, you name it. Unfortunately, Frank Ranger Jr. out of Lakeland, Georgia is going to crab block it there heading down into turn 1. Actually, he's going to Formula Drift it for the fans as well. I guarantee if we cut to a steering wheel shot like we do see right now, yeah, that is not kind of at the 10 or 11 o'clock position that you see, and that's why it's so easy to do what we see Frank Ranger do right just here. He's spun it twice here after pretty heavy contact with the safer barrier. We see Frank Ranger Jr. continue to have contact after the spin, but let's kind of rewind this and see what happens to bring out this spin. Looks like maybe he was a little bit late to the block of the driver of the number. I think that's the 09 of Kyle Ricketts there. That was the 09 of Kyle Ricketts. We're going to have to take the kind of a drone camera shot at it this time. Bye. Nope. Yeah, I don't think Frank Ranger Jr. knew that he was about quite clear. We're gonna slow this one down for you this time and kind of take a better look at it. There's Ricardo up there in front of this battle. Ricardo kind of smacks the outside wall, and that's why I brought up his name there, because I wonder if Frank Ranger Jr. kind of followed him into the outside wall, and then Ricardo kind of, after trying to keep it outside of the outside safer barrier, maybe move to the inside of the track and in front of an unsuspecting Kyle Ricketts, who is able to get away from this kind of scathe-free. All right, we'll get back here to some live iPacing action. I'm just kidding. It's really been a lot of iRacing action here tonight. Our first caution, if we look at our race analysis, we only have 40 laps tonight, so this is going to continue to tick off pretty quick. So far, only one caution for it'll be 2 laps, what will continue to be 3 laps until we get the green flag. I appreciate each and every single one of you joining in down there in YouTube land. Terry has joined us. Kyle Ricketts joined us. Ted has joined us as well. Matt Langley saying been having a heavy gardening day there. Well, Matt, as we continue to look at some kind of acting jobs actually happening here into the pit lane. Hopefully, Matt, you're having a great. You've had a great day here, as well as. I know we really haven't had you out here too much on track, but hopefully here in just the next couple of races time, we're able to put the sim racing rig back together for you there, Matt. It's one of the other league owners here in this Midwest Elite Racing ARCA series, powered by Tier 1 Setup Shops. Neil Lapidus, he is into pit lane, so is Tim Blankenbeckler at the Tim's Tiny Boat machine. Tim wins the race off pit lane. TJ Zachary, he comes P2 off of the pits. Aaron Stanton, Kyle Ricketts, Neil Lapidus, Ricardo Cano still into the pits, as well as Michael Ritz and Rob Wilhoit as well. We appreciate those names down there on the bottom of the screen as well that are scrolling across. Harvest, that's Tyler Massey, Daniel Selway Jr., Slipstream Performance. There's a lots of them to name as well. It's also, if you just saw the bottom of the screen there, Trevor Thompson, he's actually, just saw he's streaming right now. That makes me feel good. Scams me out of broadcast payments as well, out of driver league payments as well. That's at TURBOO on Discord. I'm not trying to dox anybody here. I'm not trying to start any fights. I'm just letting the iRacing community know now that I have upwards of, and I appreciate you all for it, about more than 1,000 subscribers on Stamps Training Network. Trevor Thompson 8 is the iRacing name there. Is a scammer. Just make sure you're out and aware of that. He's actually commented on my YouTube post about him as well, saying, "Hey, I look pretty good in that screenshot." Well, I'm sure it was worth ruining the iRacing reputation there. We'll get back to some sim racing action here tonight, as we have 1 lap to go until the green flag drops. Christopher Clore continues to run out up in our pole position, driver of the 21. Kind of a little bit of a blink out there, but should continue to retain P1 in that Thrustmaster Chevrolet SS machine. The Aim High number 55 Toyota Camry. He's got this front teeth sharpened here in that Camry machine. It's Bobby Blair up to P2. He's going to actually, matter of fact, take the inside line. So it's really Bobby Blair. It's going to be interesting to see what happens going into this turn 1 on this race restart. Jensen Case, we've seen his speed and racecraft, and also, once again, speed throughout the season. We've also seen him have to dodge, dip, duck. I'm missing one deeds there, but his dodge once more there for the Jensen Case machine as he finds himself P4 in the point standings. As I believe it's only about one more race until we cut off the top drivers for the playoff standings. Elijah Fisher, speaking of some playoff standings, he's P3 in the playoff standings. He's going to restart this race P5. P6 as he's up on the outside line. Daniel Higgins, don't get those two HendrickCars.com machines confused. Very similar paint schemes, but it's Daniel Higgins and Elijah Fisher running side by side on this race restart. Tyler Price, he's had himself a really good start to this race, gained 4 spots since the drop of the green. He has Tim Blankenbeckler, who is on a newer set of tires and more Sunoco Racing fuel on his outside. TJ Zachary, Aaron Stanton, Neil Lapidus, Kyle Ricketts, Rob Wilhoitz, Michael Ritz, Frank Ranger, and as well as Ricardo Cano for the Satari number 25 Ford Mustang Midwest Elite Racing ARCA machine. Rounds out our top 16. Here we go, back out of turn number 3. What turn 4 out of Pocono? It's Christopher Clore, it's Bobby Blair who has the field in their hands. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as we get up, stand up for our lives. None of us ever give up the fight. Tip the caps, wave the flags. We are green, green, green here out at Pocono once again. Christopher Clore dives it down the inside, trying to break all sorts of slipstream and draft as we head higher down into turns 1 and 2. Bobby Blair, Jensen Case, Tony Steele, he starts enjoying this battle as well. Working that outside line there to turn number 2. Here they come down that back straightaway. Tony Steele has a nice run. He's made the slipstream. He's made the draft. More importantly, he's made the momentum work here on this race restart as we now work our way up and through the gears. Tony Steele up into the final driver interview spots. Elijah Fisher, he's up to P4. Daniel Higgins almost splurged with the outside wall like he used to know her back in high school. Daniel Higgins, he's going to continue to keep the momentum up even after that little flirting stint all gone wrong. Tim Blankenbeckler starting to join this battle. It's 3 wide there to turn number 3. What turn 4? Neil Lapidus is backing in this battle. Michael Ritz, Rob Willoyds, Kyle Ricketts. There's nowhere to go, go, go. There's nowhere to go, but if you're Rob Wilhoits right now, it's going to try to make the inside line from there for you. That's the 27 of Michael Ritz out there, out up top for the green and white Chevrolet SS machine. Still not able to make that pass happen, though, is the Rob Wilhoits HendrickCars.com machine. Just trying to slot back into place. There he's able to do it. He's able to open up this corner here to turn 2, but doing that allows the TJ Zachary machine to move his way through. Contacts there. Oh, no, this could all be wrong. That was Rob. That was Kyle Ricketts who smacks the outside wall. He put the IHOP pancake tattoo on it there. Frank Ranger Jr., Rob Wilhoits able to work their way back and through it as TJ Zachary solidifies P11 for the time being. Backing up here for the battle. Out up front, though, is Christopher Clore for a split second, put down the fastest lap. But until then, after Elijah Fisher crossed that stripe, it's the number 24 who puts down the fastest lap here tonight. 1/10 of a second back behind P2. Bobby Blair, 1/10 of a second back behind P1. Christopher Clore, let's see what he does here for some defense. Defense here to turn 2. He's going to run the inside line, cut off all the clean air that is available for Bobby Blair and Elijah Fisher. Elijah Fisher, his number 24, gets tight, running up on that outside wall. He's trying to look for some speed, look for some grit in that Chevrolet SS machine. It's Chevrolet leading a Toyota Camry, leading a Chevrolet Lloyd, leading a Toyota Camry. It's back and forth action here tonight. As now the Toyota Camry of Bobby Blair, he gets a nice run there to turn number 3. He's going to try to slice it, dice it, make the move and pass happy enough there in turn number 1. Door corner clear for Bobby Blair. Now it's between Christopher Clore and Elijah Fisher as they lean on each other as we have a caution out on the speedway. It's Aaron Stanton who goes around. That 72 hot white machine out of Constantine. I'm not sure what state that is, but Aaron Stanton, he's got the headset on. He looks like he's ready to move and groove. It's going to be fun to watch him move and groove his way back up through the pack. But before we see that, we're going to have to take a look at this race replay and see what brought out this caution. All right, so here's Aaron Stanton. He's in that bright white machine. Oh boy. Okay, he has contact with Michael Ritz, the Tim Blankenbeckler machine as well. Okay, this is pretty big. We do have one fast repair for the Midwest Elite Racing ARCA series, but it's a big stinger if you have to use it this earlier on in the race. That's nothing to do with the drivers or the racecraft or anything. That's just to do with, I mean, you want to make sure you gotta have the be all save all, with no other better way to describe it here for you. That fast repair is definitely gonna, well, it would have prevented all of this damage here for the Tim Blankenbeckler machine, albeit it doesn't look like all that much. That's going to represent about, I would call it, I mean, 30 to 40 seconds for the Palm Prowler 10 machine. Here we're going to take a look at kind of the angle that we're all looking for here tonight. But let's see if there is contact. Neil Lapidus, oh my God. That's either the worst netcode I have ever seen in my life, and that's nothing to do on any of these iRacing machines. I honestly think it looks, I'm stuttering here because it looks so egregious that it almost looks like netcode plays a factor, but there's so much difference between the 75 of Jensen Case as well as Neil Lapidus here. Okay, I honestly, I really do think from the bottom of my heart, Aaron Stanton just maybe 5 to 10 miles an hour, a little bit too deep there into the corner in the rear end. Just it comes out there from underneath of it. This is going to be, although it sucks for him here, but this will be a fun onboard shot. Tim Blankenbeckler hard on the outside, safer barrier. That's also not going to be a fun kind of ride, not going to be a fun ride for Tim, but it'll be kind of a good insight for us. We're riding on board with Blankenbeckler. Oh, thought he had it clear. TJ Zachary makes their way around, a couple other drivers as well. So nice evasive action, nice cat-like reflexes for a lot of these drivers here tonight. All right, we will re-rack them, we will restack them, but before we do, we got to check in down there on YouTube land. Still have Ted, Matt, Terry, all of you joining in here live with us. Appreciate each and every single one of you. Not only down there in live YouTube land, but as well as those of you who have joined us live just watching the stream, as well as, hey, those racers who are out putting on a show for the race fans in this Admin Box Midwest Elite Racing Series. While we're on the kind of conversation of thanks here tonight. It's almost Thanksgiving, but we're going to thank those sponsors and affiliates up there in the top right of your screen. Of course, the Admin Box Midwest Elite Racing Series, the premier partner of them all. Cotton Bowl Speedway, located just outside of Austin, Texas, if you're looking for some nice dirt track racing there. Race to Top Suicide. Make sure you check on your friends and family members down there around you, not just a hey, how's it going? That's a nice conversation every now and then. Ranger Creative Concepts out of Lakeland, Georgia. That's 229-548-8108. Or Frank Ranger Jr. out on Facebook if you're looking for some sublimination designs or t-shirts, koozies, plaques, trophies, you name it. Also Thrustmaster as well as Tier 1 setup shops coming on board and supplying us with the best setup shop here for some NASCAR, well, pretty much throughout the iRacing community, but as more specifically for these ARCA Menards machines. Tonight they're called as well as through the series, they're called the Admin Box Midwest Elite Racing Machines, as that's our premier sponsors and affiliates, as well as these drivers once again continue to put on a show for the racing fans. I appreciate each and every single one of you, as well as those league owners. Matt Langley, Neil Lapidus. Matt, I know you're not able to find yourself out here on track as much as you'd like here too, but as we know what's going on there for you behind the scenes, but hopefully you're able to find yourself here back on the virtual track here relatively soon, and put on some shows for the race fans. All right, we're going to be side by side here on this race restart. It's Bobby Blair, it's Christopher Clore, Tony Steele, Elijah Fisher, and Neil Lapidus who ran up the top 5. TJ Zachary up there on that outside row. Keep your eye on that baby blue Bass Pro Shop AC Delco machine on this race restart. Not because he's going to have his elbow out, because we've seen some pace on TJ Zachary. Rob Wilhoits, this is a fun driver to look at his start and current position. He started 15th here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He's currently running in the 7th position. That is our highest driver. That is our, excuse me, pause. That is our biggest position, our highest position gained here for Rob Wilhoits, as he's going to race restart here in P7. Ricardo Cano, Kyle Ricketts, and Jensen Case rounding out the top 10. Ladies and gentlemen, we are green flag racing. It's only 27 laps to go, go, go. Here we go. It's Bobby Blair who leads it down there into turn number 1. Christopher Clore, P2. Tony Steele, Elijah Fisher, TJ Zachary, who's joined this battle for P5. Neil Lapidus in the inside line for P6. He's going to try to fight for his right to party in the 26 machine. Oh, no, no, hang on to her. It's that's the number 21, Christopher Clore, who almost got around there in the Chevrolet SS machine. He's going to re-rack him. He's going to restack him. Somehow, some way, keeps it all clean. Going into turn turns 2 and what turn 3 and what turn 4. I told you, keep your eyes on your tier tonight. It's TJ Zachary. He's worked his way back up to P3. It's Rob Willow, now Kyle Ricketts in the top 5. Bobby Blair trying to run away with this race as there's only 25 laps to go as we come across the stripe this time by. Those teeth are sharp for the Bobby Blair machine as he's full about a 1.1 second gap over Tony Steele. There was a little bit of contact between one of the right sides. I think that was 10th and 11th earlier, excuse me, a little bit further in the back of the race. But right now here towards the front, TJ Zachary, Kyle Ricketts, Christopher Clore starting to join this battle. Christopher Clore, who we're on board with now. He's got Rob Wilhoit on his outside line. What do you do if you're the driver of the 21 rides here? Somebody has to give your heading into turn 2. Neither driver gives way. Christopher Clore keeps his foot in it. There's contact between the two. It's Rob Wilhoit who gains P5. Christopher Clore drops back to P6. Oh my, we're still gonna hang on board with each other. We're still gonna lean on each other here into turn 3. What turn 4 out of Pocono Raceway? Jensen Case starts to join this battle. Elijah Fisher drops back down and into pit lane. But back to this battle between this side by side. 6, 7. 6, 7, let's see, what's 8 and 9 do for us out here on track. Is Neil Lapidus, he falls back to P10. Ricardo Bell, he's worked his way back up to P9, but he's going to have some company out there at that outside line. Unfortunately, Ricardo not able to clear the outside. He's still going to have the inside going to turn 2. It's time by. Daniel Higgins is out on top. Daniel Higgins is going to wrap that outside line. Nice pass there for Daniel. That's kind of, let's say it's able to make a pass happen on the outside line like we just saw from Daniel Higgins. It's also going to those right side tires just a little bit more happier with you here. We're going to run some more door-to-door racing. It's the 72. It's going to be the 75 as well. Jensen Case, Aaron Stanton going in it here into 1 and 2. Neil Lapidus has his popcorn bucket out here as he's starting to join this battle as well. Look at Neil. Look at the 26 OSOX machine. Look at how deep he's able to dive in there into 1 and 2. But with that compromise of the entrance of turn 1, he loses up just a little bit there of that corner exit. This is a real nice battle for 5th, 6th, 7, and 8. Golly, Aaron Stanton, he's doing everything he can to try to get that spot down, back and around. Jensen Case for a P7. Let's see if he's able to slice it, dice it, make the outside line work happen here for the 72. Not quite. We'll go back up to here to clean airs. It's Bobby Blair. He has now led 8 laps of this 40-lap race. Remember, at lap 21 of this race, so in 3 laps time, we do have the stage break. So that's also going to re-rack and restack these drivers. It was just a little bit of side by side on their side. It's now single file for P2 and P3. Christopher Clore is now clear for that P3 spot. It's now some more door-to-door racing for TJ Zachary. Tony Steele, where did he come from? Where did he go? Tonight, Tony Steele's nickname, you could call him Cotton Eye Joe, as he's going to have to play some defense right here over the number 5. It might get tight there to turn number 2. Rob Wilhoit is right there with him, but here comes Jensen Case once again. Right now, we're looking out at the rear bumper of Tony Steele. It's the high line versus the low line. It's HendrickCars.com versus Alp. It's contact between the two. Jensen is going to retain the spots as they head their way across the stripe. It's 21 laps to go. It's 2 laps to go until the stage break tonight. Who gets the stage break? Who gets P2? As here comes Christopher Clore. Christopher Clore is quarter clear for P2. Now it's side by side between TJ Zachary, Kyle Ricketts. Here we go. 2 laps go until the stage break. Will we start to look 3 wide as we start to look across that final, this will be second right around turns 2 and 3. What turn 4 from Pocono Raceway tonight? TJ Zachary keeps making that defensive line work on the inside line, but he loses the momentum there in corner exit. It's Aaron Stanton who retains P4. Jensen Case who works up to P3. There might be a little contact there between TJ Zachary as we were looking up from the race stands. Here we go, out of turn number 3 for the second to final time tonight before that stage break. It's our final time before the stage break. It's Bobby Blair who wins stage number 1. Christopher Clore, Kyle Ricketts, Jensen Case, Aaron Stanton, who all make up the top 5. Where are they? It's TJ Zachary, it's Tony Steele, it's Neil Lapidus, Ricardo Cano, Rob Wilhoit, who round out the top 10 for stage 1. That's about is going to kind of break the race up in half here tonight. Daniel Higgins, Frank Ranger Jr., Tyler Price, Michael Ritz, Tim Blankenbeckler, and Elijah Fisher. That really breaks up the race here in about halfway, as well as it allows all these drivers, if you were, say, Elijah Fisher and Tim Blankenbeckler, who suffered a little bit of contact earlier on in the race, well, that allows you to find yourself back up and in here towards this battle for the race pack and the race lead. My name's Sean Stam, live here on Stam Studio Network. Look out for Trevor Thompson on Discord as well as iRacing. He is a scammer. We'll be right back with you here on Stam Studio Network after a quick word and from one of our sponsors and affiliates. We'll be right back with you. Thanks, everybody.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back here into Stam Studio Network. My name is Sean Stam, and hey, we got a newlywed out there live on YouTube chat. He's also one of the members here on Stam Studio Network. Austin Mice, as you see his name scrolling across the bottom of the screen right there as well. And Austin, congratulations to everything that's been happening to you back there behind the scenes, and we hope that everything's going well. Hopefully the honeymoon went well, and we appreciate you joining in here tonight. Watching some Stam Studio Network. That now that kind of the bump and run as well as the full throttle performance NASCAR series have ended, except we do have Gateway this Tuesday coming up. I'll have to double check and see with Tyler if he's wanting that one broadcasted. Austin, Mice, everybody congratulate the man, the myth, the legend down there is YouTube land. We're gonna cut down here to myself here on live on virtual Victory Lane as we got some pit stops taking place as well. Hey everybody, this is Sean Stam live down here on Victory Lane, and it's going to be a tight battle. Bobby Blair beats them all off of pit lane. Jensen Case, Kyle Ricketts, Aaron Stanton. How about Frank Ranger Jr. with a spin earlier on in the race, back up to P5. Christopher Clore, TJ Zachary, Tony Steele, Neil Lapidus rounding out the top 10. This were some very quick stops, and as well as some quick stops for some other drivers as well. I'm talking about it's the Frank Ranger Jr. That's how he was able to make up some positions. Graphic not quite updated there, but the Ranger Creative Concepts number 17 machine only opting to take 2 tires on last pit stop. Back to you guys, back to myself up there in the booth. Appreciate that, Sean and Tater. It's Bobby Blair still out here up front of the U.S. Air Force Aim High 55 Toyota Camry machine, continuing to lead. Let's check on the graphic. He's led 12 laps here tonight, and that's been almost every single one of them. Jensen Case there with a close speed too. And how about Kyle Ricketts? This is one of our drivers who, I believe we talked about him earlier. If we didn't, we had to have, because he started 16th up to P3. with some race. It's not even race strategy now with that last stage break yellow. Kyle Ricketts, keep your eye on the 09 machine. He's showed us some pace. He showed us some racecraft good this race season. He's now going to race restart on the inside line of row number 2. Christopher Clore, Frank Ranger Jr., Tony Steele, TJ Zachary, Neil Lapidus, and Ricardo Cano out of Buenos Aires. Hola, Ricardo. Hopefully you're doing all well tonight. We're getting your merch sorted and shipped here in just a few weeks' time. Golly, tariffs out the left rear quarter panel for us, but we're making it work. Ricardo, t-shirts, keychain. I don't want to spoil the care package there, but it's all headed your way in a couple laps, we'll call it time. Daniel Higgins right up there, the road course ringers running P2, excuse me, not P2. He's gained 2 positions since the drop of the green flag. Daniel Higgins, where is he at here? Let's get the, where's the camera shot? There it is. Daniel Higgins has gained 1 spot now since the drop of the green flag, but starting on that inside line, that's kind of what I like to see here on some race restarts from a restart heavy track like Pocono Raceway. Keep your eye on one of the many Hendrick.com, excuse me, I've done that every time, HendrickCars.com machines tonight. All right, now that the field is restacked and re-racked, it has only been 3 cautions for, that was the wrong graphic, 3 cautions for 9 laps, 24 out of 40. We're gonna go green with this. It would really be 15, but it's 16 laps to go. Leader Bobby Blair, Jensen Case, Aaron Stanton, Kyle Ricketts, and Christopher Clore out there out up front. It's just one more turn, excuse me. Now the safety of that iRacing safety pace car machine is gonna find the safety of pit lane. The field is restacked. The field is re-racked. Ladies and gentlemen, get up with me here as Barney the flag man waves the hell out of the green flag. We are green flag racing once again in the Midwest Elite Racing Admin Box ARCA Series. Bobby Blair is still clear for the race lead, and here we go. This is where the battle's going to start to heat up in the 2. It's P2, 75, 72, Jensen Case, Aaron Stanton, still side by side. Let's see what happens there coming out of turn number 2, down that long back straightaway. Now Jensen Casey is clear. He's going to slot himself back and up to that outside line. He's going to open up his corner entrance, help out that corner exit here out of turn 2. There goes a nice pass from Christopher Clore into turn number 2 as we head away into turn 3. Is going to try to make something happen here to the inside line. This is going to get tight. Kyle Ricketts is going to compromise his corner exit here. He's going to be later on the throttle pedal. It's going to be Christopher Clore. Maybe flirts with the outside wall, but he is quarter clear for P number 4. Kyle Ricketts falls back to P5, but still our second to biggest mover gains here tonight. Neil Lapidus up to P7. TJ Zachary up to P8. It's still door-to-door racing here to turn number 1. Man, oh man, Aaron Stanton really bombs the entrance there. Way up the track he goes, all up and into the tire rubber, the tire marbles, the dirtier portion of the racetrack. Jensen Case drops back to P3. Aaron Stanton up back to P2 after a little bit of contact on his side earlier on in the race. Christopher Clore, he's now going to look down the inside. I don't know how he's doing it. I mean, I can see that Jensen Case right now is fighting with a tight condition on that number 75 machine. There's that number 24 of Elijah Fisher I said to keep an eye on earlier on in the race. He's also running with a tight condition. That number 24, we'll go back out here to the race lead. It's only a 1/10 of a second separating Bobby Blair and Aaron Stanton. Only 14 laps to go. If we take a look at the last lap strategy on pit lane at 65% race fuel, if my math is mathing, I do want to say we are running on our final stint of the race, unless there is a late race caution. This battle for the race lead continues to boil here between Bobby Blair and Aaron Stanton, but it's all clean, common, cordial, and that's what you get here on the Stam Studio Network. I promise you, race fans, you can try to get better than it, but it's going to be hard to get better than this racing action, this ethical wheel, this battling for the race lead from the Admin Box Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series live here on Stam Studio Network. It's Bobby Blair, it's Aaron Stanton, just still only 1/10 of a second separating P1, P2, 55, 72 going at it here once again in turn 1. and turn 2. Jensen Case, Christopher Clore right now. This is kind of a front four-way battle. You throw a blanket over these front four as Kyle Ricketts and Elijah Fisher start to do a battle. Start to get a little RG-bargy happening there to 1 and 2. And see what Elijah Fisher is able to do here into the inside line. I'm liking into the pass in zone. That's what you have to do. Turn 2, modeled after the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That's exactly the kind of passes that we see from Indy. Matter of fact, last week, that's the exact track we are racing. Well, Elijah Fisher putting Indy to some notes here, but we'll get back up to the race lead because now Jensen Case, he is now there to the inside line. Bobby Blair, he botched the entrance. He botched the exit there out of turns 3. What turn 4 tonight from Pocono Raceway? Here comes Aaron Stanton. He comes to P2. Here comes Christopher Clore. He's back into the inside line. I'm liking that passing zone there for Christopher Clore into the corner entry. Christopher, let's see if he's going to have the corner exit after he is there on corner entry. Oh, no, he doesn't have the front right quarter panel, the left quarter panel of the car. This is what I mentioned here. It's a game of chess. It's a game of back and forth. What do you give and take here? Because Christopher Clore, after that we saw him try to make the pass over the 75 of Jensen Case. Well, that brought Elijah Fisher into the picture. It looks like Christopher Clore, he doesn't give a damn though here tonight. He doesn't give a right rear quarter panel because he tries to make the inside line work once again. Christopher Clore, he now drops to P4. Look at him go, go, go! Here comes Jensen Case. Contacts, they're going into turn 1. It's Elijah Fisher. It's Jensen Case. They're running door to door. Now they open up the door. Jensen Case, trick or treat, smell my feet. Elijah Fisher saying, I'm going to give you something good to eat, and it's my rear quarter panel. Elijah Fisher up to P4. Christopher Clore to P3. That final driver interview spots. Hey, in this battle for the race lead, it's still not going anywhere. Aaron Stanton, less than a 1/10 of a second behind our race leader, Bobby Blair, who's continued to lead the majority of the laps here tonight. Bobby Blair, he gets way, way high up the track. Here comes Aaron Stanton. He's going to have the inside line. He's looking for another top 3 driver interview finish. Aaron Stanton not able to make it happen here. He's going to regroup. He's going to rearm in that 72 machine. Here comes Christopher Clore. Elijah Fisher also starting to do battle here for 3rd and 4th, but as I mentioned that, Christopher Clore, he sent it deep there into turn number 1. He's going to retain that gap. As a matter of fact, he's going to close that gap on the rear bumper of Aaron Stanton, who we take a camera shot at here. There's still contact between the 72 and the 21. Christopher Clore, I saw this one coming. Christopher Clore down into the inside line. He's not going to be clear, but he's going to try to make that pass happen. This is all going to represent what does Elijah Fisher do? Oh, Elijah Fisher tries to go with the 72. He spins the 72 of Aaron Stanton around. It's the 4th caution for the Midwest Elites Racing Admin Box Series. That was all relative of what Elijah Fisher was going to who he was going to work with there on the back straightaway, and I think it just went all wrong here, as this is a quick race replay of it. Elijah Fisher slow after the contact, but really doesn't look like too much damage had ensued. Here's going to be another race look at race pace, and then we'll slow it down here for you after this one. Look at everybody cut down to about the next county over there in Pennsylvania on for everybody to miss kind of this incident that had happened up there in front of them. And then here is going to be, I'll break it down now for you, Funk Soul brother. Don't answer that one. I'm gonna rewind this one here for you, as I'm having a little bit of fun up in the booth. It's the 21, it's the 72. Here's going to be the contact out of turn 3. What turn 4? Ladies and gents, I think we got to tally this one up as a racing incident. You can see Elijah Fisher, the slightest bit of contact there to the right rear quarter panel of Christopher Clore, and then it's almost like it rubber bands him kind of into the 72 of Oh, God, I just had him there. Into the 72. And that's just apparent Stanton. I don't know why that one took so long. That's how fast things can happen. And speaking of how fast things can happen, let's take an onboard shots here with Michael Ritz. This happened right in front of him. Not kind of right in front of him, but he can see the tires from up there. You never know kind of which direction one of these ARCA Midwest Elites Racing machines will shift down and through the track. Nice evasive action here through the pack, as well as more specifically TJ Zachary, Tyler Price, Michael Ritz, Ricardo Cano, and gang. All right, before we get live to some virtual racing action back here tonight at the virtual Pocono Raceway, got to check in there live on YouTube land saying thank you. Today marks 1 month, funny enough, for Austin Weiss. Well, Austin, that's we appreciate you. This is how you're celebrating it. No, in all seriousness, that means a lot to us here, as well as your kind of monthly contributions here for us on STAM Studio Network. I know you and kind of a few other drivers here on STAM Studio Network, as well as the leagues I broadcast for, have shown their appreciation and become a VIP member here for us. Not only do you get your logo shown, but you get your name scrolling across the bottom of the screen. And Austin, that just, I know you've probably heard me say it here quite a few times, but that's really what keeps us going there behind the scenes. The YouTube pay, I'll be honest, it really isn't all that much, as well as the broadcast pay. Well, that's another story there. But Kyle Ricketts, Elijah Fisher, TJ Zachary, Neil Lapidus, Michael Ritz, all into pit lane. Right now, that's drivers 6, 7. There you go for the young ones. 8th, 9th, 10th, and then 11th through 15th, all down into the pit lane. So 1st through 5th right here actually staying out on the racetrack. This is kind of an interesting strategy call for the top 5. I know if I was kind of behind the wheel of the race car tonight, I'd be making sure I at least had my 4 tires ready to go to the end of this thing, as we are continuing to run towards a little bit closer to that white and checkered flag lap. So Bobby Blair has led 23 laps, and it's lap 34 tonight. So that's pretty much the majority of the race for Bobby Blair. We're 55. U.S. Air Force machine has really been on rails tonight. Christopher Clore, he's also been on rails. That's our pole sitter who starts just, he's going to start on the outside, or the inside road, the same road that Bobby Blair starts on. It'll be interesting to see what Christopher Clore is able to do on this race restart, as he has led the other 11 laps of this race. Tony Steele, Tim Blankenbeckler, after having to use his fast repair here earlier on in the race. Tim, hey, how about Tim's tiny boat there on YouTube? The Pond Prowler 10, as he's got the outdoor motor on it there on it. That Toyota Camry. Tim Blankenbeckler, he's going to race restarts here within the top 4 positions. I would really say if I could, keep your eye on each and every single one of these drivers. But I would really say, sure, the front couple of rows, but as well as, hey, maybe keep your eye on Ricardo Cano. He started P8. He's currently running in the 13th position, but out of Satari Racing, he's got Thrustmaster on his NASCAR racing machine as well. Ricardo Cano, avid STAM Studio Network race fan. He's out there with us live in YouTube chat in just about every race. I think one of our league owners is just about in every single one of Ricardo Cano's racing streams from his point of view. And Neil Lapidus says he knows enough Spanish to know that's Ricardo Cano. He's a great and he's a funny guy. Well, we also appreciate Ricardo for everything that he has done here for us tonight, throughout the race season here on STAM Studio Network. Ricardo, keep up the great work. Keep up the race pace in that number 25. We'll get back up here to the front of the pack, where Bobby Blair, Christopher Clore, Tim Blankenbeckler, Tony Steele, Kyle Ricketts, Rob Wilhoit make out the top 5. This is going to be fun to watch, ladies and gentlemen. I really hope that you have yourself that drink and you have yourself that snack as well, because as we continue to progress our way just a little bit closer closer to that white and as well as checkered flag lap. I can feel the anticipation. I can feel the intensity in the air right now, and I can feel Bobby Blair. He's got his foot on the gas. He's waiting till that Geico restart zone. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Green flag is out. Only 5 laps to go here for the Wake Me Up when it's over 100 here from the Pocono Mountains. Bobby Blair, Christopher Clore, and then it's Tim Blankenbeckler, who's got a little bit of company there from Tony Steele on that inside line. Kyle Ricketts, here comes TJ Zachary. He's in the find that gas pedal a little bit sooner than the number 24, the number 5. Both HendrickCars.com machines right there beside him. TJ Zachary's going to make P6 happen. Christopher Clore, he's going to make the pass for the lead happen here. Christopher Clore, nice inside line. Unlike what I see from the 21 XPO Chevrolet SS. Christopher Clore, same pit stop strategy, same pit stop lap, different pit stop strategy. Christopher Clore only took fuel the last lap in the pits as Bobby Blair took the whole 4-tire get up there. Here comes Bobby Blair. He's going to break this engine. He's going to try to slip himself within the slipstream. Within that draft, there's only 4 laps to go. They're going to continue to blink off faster than you can say Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series. That's the Tim Blankenbeckler Pond Driver 10. He is way up the racetrack. He is botched corner entrance. That's really going to compromise corner exit here. Tony Steele, he's going to have another shot at that final driver interview position, and that's P3. Tony Steele, he's going to size up that inside line, but he's not going to make anything happen with it unless it's just putting some cleaner air on the front nose of that Chevrolet SS machine. Kyle Ricketts, he's also in this battle. He's P5. He's going to slice and dice, work his way down to the inside line. Here's TJ Zachary and Elijah Fisher right behind Mr. Ricketts, working for 6th, 7th position. It's Christopher Clore. It's Bobby Blair. There's only 3 laps to go. There's only 1/10 of a second separating 1 and 2 here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Who do you have? Who gets it done? Let me know tonight on Stam Studio Network Live YouTube chat below. Christopher Clore has made this pass action happen look relatively easy on that inside line, but the cautions might not be done here tonight just yet, as well as things continue to really broil between the Elijah Fisher and the number 8 machine. Golly, TJ Zachary, that's another driver who really misses the corner exit there. He's going to bounce it off the outside safer barrier. Contact with Jetson Case. Jetson is another driver you got to kind of feel here for, as he had the speed. He had the pace to make a top 3 driver interview position work tonight, but he's fallen all the way back like a rock. 2P9. It's 2 laps to go. It's Christopher Clore. It's Bobby Blair. How about Tim Blankenbeckler joining this top 3 battle as well? Now it's 3 wide heading into turn 1. We'll somehow settle things back to 2 wide. It's Rob Willoit. He's going to miss out on that corner edge. And here comes Michael Ritz down and back to the inside line. It's going to be Neil Lapidus. He also has his popcorn bucket out here tonight. We'll get back up to the battle for the race lead. It's only 1/10 of a second separating Christopher Clore, Bobby Blair. Here we go to turn 3. We'll then go into turn 2. Here we go into turn 3. What turn 4 from the Pocono Raceway? Here comes Bobby Blair for the second to final chance, the second to final opportunity. Whoa, 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 a race leader is now blinking out. Christopher Clore blinks out of the racetrack. We're gonna run 2 and 3 wide across the stripe. The white flag is out. Anything's gonna go. Christopher Clore back onto the racetrack after a little bit of internet arsey-barsey. There's only 1/10 of a second separating P1, P2, Bobby Blair doing anything, everything that he can to try and finish this race out in the number 55 Toyota Camry. Christopher Clore, our pole sitter, back up to P1. He is doing everything that he can to try to put all sorts of dirty air. He's going to make all sorts of blocks that he can through this battle for the race lead. There we go to turn 2. Here it's going to be out of turn 3. It's the final chance. It's the final opportunity for Bobby Blair to make anything happen. He looks on that outside line, gets some clean air in the front nose of the Toyota Camry. Here we go to the stripe. Is it going to be enough? It's Christopher Clore. He's going to break the slipstream. He breaks the draft. Christopher Clore breaks the checkered flag. Christopher Clore in the 21 pole sitter gets it done here tonight from the Pocono Mountains. It's the Wake Me Up when it's over 100. I'm waking you up. It's over. It's been 100 miles of racing. I don't know how you could have fallen asleep here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Christopher Clore, he gets it done in spectacular fashion from the Pocono Raceway. A little bit of, that's all teamwork making the dream work there. And Christopher Clore and the, oh God, was that the 5? Excuse me, the 24 of Elijah Fisher. Golly, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up down there live in YouTube land for Christopher Clore. He made it happen from the front to the back, not once, not twice, maybe even thrice. Christopher Clore gets it done as he makes his way around turn 3. What turn 4? He's going to burn it down for the race fans down there live in YouTube land. Well, that's going to be an easy way to get through post-race inspection there. Just you got a little bit of friendly contact with the rear bumper there. Congratulations, Christopher Clore, on the race win here tonight. We're going to get with Christopher Clore, Bobby Blair, and Tim Blankenbeckler here in just a few moments' time. Before we do that, though, we have to take a look at the unofficial, official race results. Christopher Clore, congratulations. Once again, you get it done here tonight in the 21 machine. Bobby Blair, P2. Tim Blankenbeckler, from the front to the back to the front. Another driver who gets it done. He finishes P3. Kyle Ricketts' almost final driver interview spot for Ricketts Racing comes in P4. Elijah Fisher, TJ Zachary, Jensen Case, Ricardo Keno out of Satori Racing has a really nice run tonight. Rob Wilhoit's running at the top 10 from Falcon Motorsports. Neil Lapidus out of Langley Lapidus Racing finishes 11th. Frank Ranger Jr., Tyler Price, Michael Ritz, Daniel Higgins, and Aaron Stanton, who round out the top 16. Thanks, everybody, for joining in here tonight on Stam Studio Network. My name is Sean Stam, and don't go anywhere. We're going to get right back with you here in just a few moments' time for those top 3 driver interviews. Hey, Christopher, this is Sean Stam, live up here in Victory Lane. You got yourself a copy, man.
Yeah, you hear me?
Hey, loud and clear. Christopher, congratulations on the win here tonight from Pocono. We'll let you wipe off the virtual champagne out of the eyes here. How did you get it done tonight? We saw you fight for your right to party on that last race restart.
Yeah, I knew if I got a chance, I had to take it. It's just so hard, and when I did the restart and coming into turn 2, I had a good run off 1 and just kind of sent it, and Bobby gave me plenty of room and kind of let me go. I think he maybe thought that he could get by it later, and I'm not really sure, but that was kind of fun actually, and I genuinely hate this track.
I'm right there with you, Christopher. There's a reason they call this place the Tricky Triangle. But, hey, man, you get it done here tonight. Who we shout now to gets it done here for you after you find yourself down here in Victory Lane?
As always, my amazing wife, Hope. She's always been supporting me. My dad, I'm sure he's watching. My mom, they love watching the channel. Of course, yourself for putting on an amazing broadcast, as always. Neo and all the admins for hosting and putting together the series. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, no, we appreciate that, Christopher. I know that goes a long way there behind the scenes for the race fans, your family members, as well as me as well. Christopher, we appreciate that. Congratulations once again on the race win. We'll let you continue to pop some more champagne here tonight. Congratulations, and hopefully we're talking with you here once again in just about a week's time.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
You as well. Hey, Bobby Blair, Sean Stam down here in the top 3 driver interview podium positions. Bobby, you got yourself a copy, man. Oh, no Bobby. All right, well, we'll give him here just a few moments time, but before we get going here, I think we have a few other drivers here with us. Tim Blankenbeckler, man, Tim, this is Sean Stam down here live in top 3 Victory Lane. You got yourself a copy, man.
Yes, sir.
Well, Tim, Tim's Tiny Boat Adventures, the Pond Prowler 10 comes on with another podium finish. We saw you have to kind of use one of those quick repairs earlier on in the race. I mentioned on the broadcast I was kind of weary of it. I was scared of it, but well timing to use it as you work your way back up to P3. Tim, what was going through your mind as you continue to slice, dice, work your way through the pack here tonight, man?
Man, it's all a blur. When I got collected by, when 72 spun out, I got collected, and man, I was just hanging on. But man, we were patient, and we moved up. So yeah, it worked out good tonight.
Man, who would have thought from a track like Pocono that patience would be key? Is really a starting position we've seen be key here from the real side of racing. But Tim, congratulations. It was a lot of fun to watch here tonight. The Tim's Tiny Boats Adventures number 10. You finally made your way past 100 subscribers down there on YouTube. You're working up the fan base.
Yeah, man.
I'm sure you got quite a few of them down there rooting you on here tonight. Tim, how'd you get that top 3 done here for you?
Man, that's a good question, Sean. That is a good question. I almost came into the pits on that last caution, and at the last minute I decided, at the last minute I decided not to. I've been trying to save my tires before that caution, but it worked out. I just couldn't catch the number 1 and 2 positions, but that's okay. I'll take home a 3rd any day.
Man, that's well said, Tim. I know that you came into this race with the lead in the point standings. Honestly, probably gonna. Oops, I just dropped my notes. But you're probably gonna leave this race still in the point standings, as I think it was Neil who was B2 in the points. What's going through your mind, Neil, as you also kind of, excuse me, not Neil, but Tim, what's going through your mind as we continue to crest our way further throughout the race season, closer and closer to championship time, man?
Yeah, I'm just trying to pace myself, trying to be consistent. I never thought that I would be in the number 1 spot going for the championship. But yeah, I just want to finish well each race. I would like to get another win under my belt, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, Tim, we appreciate the quick words up here on driver interview booth. Anybody else who you'd like to kind of thank and makes it all possible for another podium finish before we let you get going?
Oh man, I thank the Lord for the opportunity to race. This has been the best thing since sliced bread. I've really enjoyed it. Appreciate my mom and dad. They're watching again tonight, and they're big supporters. I mean, anyway, yeah, it's great. It's great to have parents that support you. I'm 58 years old. So anyway, it's all good.
Man, parents, grandparents, family members, I know what you mean there, Tim. That goes a long ways back there behind the scenes. We appreciate you sticking around for a quick driver interview, and best of luck here going into you next week, Tim.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Sean.
Real quick before we let everybody get going, I do see Kyle Ricketts is kind of hanging out here in the general race chat. I'm not sure, Kyle, if you're looking for a driver interview or not, but I know that we had you finish B4 here tonight. If you are, you got yourself a copy? He's probably off. He's probably off wiping off the sweat off here tonight. So,
can you hear me?
There's Kyle. All right, Kyle. Well, hopefully, done wiping off the sweat here tonight. I know I am. I'm sweating up in the booth, all watching you put on the show. Kyle, just I think it was about 6-9 seconds away from a top 3 position. But man, you are our biggest mover here tonight, gaining 12 spots since the drop of the green. How'd you get it done, Kyle?
Well, I was pretty fast in practice, pretty consistent, but I screwed my my qualifying up, so just had to be patient and just go with it. Christopher did a nice pass on me earlier, and I couldn't catch him or hold it, so I just let him go on by.
That's right, Kyle. We saw you earlier down there live in YouTube land mentioning that's kind of botch quality, and I responded to you. It's going to be fun to watch you work your way back up through the pack. And, well, you did just that in the 09 Liam Strong machine. Kyle, who makes this top 4 finish action happen here for you? Is there anybody who you'd kind of like to shout out and thank you for you?
Oh, not really. Just my family who supports me driving around and having fun with this stuff. Nothing really. Just thanking the league too for having me here. I appreciate that from Neil. So just happy.
Kyle, we appreciate you coming out and putting on a show for the race fans. It's going to be interview central here tonight. Don't go anywhere because we actually do have another driver if he wants it. He's more than just a driver. Kyle, we appreciate your time here tonight, but going to move on to more than just a driver. He's one of the league owners here. It's Lapidus. It's Neil. Hey, Neil, how's it going? You got yourself a copy if you're looking for an interview.
Yeah, I'll pop on you for a sec. Why not? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great here tonight, Neil. It was fun to watch you battle it out here side by side. Man, it was fun watching 2 and 3 and 4 wide. How are you doing after 40 laps of Pocono, man?
Oh, glad it's over.
I'd be in that same spot, man. It looked tough, treacherous, but it was a fun race to broadcast and commentate tonight. Man, I know the race name, the Wake Me Up When It's Over 100. Hopefully nobody had to be woken up. But Neil, in all seriousness, real quick before we cut to everything, I just would like to thank you for putting on a damn good league with you and Matt and choosing very nice. The car track combos are hard to be beaten, as well as the racecraft, the race competition in here. Neil, it goes a long way, and so I'll just get that out of the way here before we get into anything extra.
Hey, I certainly appreciate it, man. We do our best to put on a good show here and get as many drivers involved as possible. This is one of those things. This track in general, one of those where you either love it or you hate it. And, it's hard to pass on this track, so that's why it was named the Wake Me Up When It's Over, because it can be boring at times. There was some excitement there and a little bit of panic. There was one point where I was 5 wide. I thought I might have even been 6 wide at one point, and a little bit of it woke me up, to say the least. So
that's really well said, Neil. Sim racing is. It can and will be, and I think is always better than coffee at waking you up. It'll get the heart rate ramping real quick. Neil, congratulations on the top 11. Not only who makes it all happen, who'd you like to shout out, but I mean, every single one of these Midwest Elite Racing races, I'm always smiling ear to ear watching you all battle it out here. It's always just so much fun to watch. But from your side of things, who would you like to kind of thank?
Oh, first and foremost, I'd like to thank all the drivers that are in the league. Definitely a blast to have everyone out here and having a good time and banging doors with each other. It's just so good to see that everyone is giving me mostly positive feedback, and whenever there are issues, they're typically minor and usually can be solved themselves. So just really happy with the guys that are in here. I want to thank you for putting on the broadcast and having the relationship that we have, and having the upcoming Saturday Night Truck Series that we'll be having here in about a month starting. Definitely glad that we're able to have that continue. We can't appreciate you enough for all you do for us. You do a lot behind the scenes as well, so definitely proud of it. Got to thank my team, everyone on it. Langley Lapidus Racing, Tim, me, Rob McDonald, Matt Langley, the other owner. We work pretty well together and try and come up with strategy every week the best we can. And usually ends up turning out a lot better for Tim than it does for me. But, I can't be more happy with the way that with how he's doing this year. I got caught up in some garbage in this race, and it happens. I qualified decent, didn't finish decent, but that's okay. It happens.
And unfortunately it does happen, but I think you got enough points gap. You'll still retain P2, if not P3, in the point standings going into the next race. As we bring those up on the screen, these are point standings before the race had started. But Neil, we appreciate it once again, the thank yous and the appreciates, the back and forth here time and time again. Neil, keep up the hard work there behind the scenes, and have a great rest of your night, man.
Appreciate you.
All right, that's, I believe, going to do it. Ricardo? Sir Ricardo's deafened down here live in the Discord chats, but I think that's going to just about do it here tonight on Stam Studio Network. Everybody, I appreciate each and every single one of you, seriously, from the bottom of my heart. Each and every single one of you down in YouTube land. That's going to just about do it for me. Terry Ricardo, he's still laughing his butt off on YouTube land. Austin Mice, Ted, Kyle Ricketts, every single one of you in YouTube chats, or if you're just watching as well. Make sure you drive those virtual cars home safe and you fly those virtual flights home safe. And I'll see you in about a week's time for some more Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series action. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your night.